Knock knock, who's there? It's me, and we are back with another Flight Club package. I believe that most of you should be familiar with a certain document that was signed on a July 4th back in 1776, and because of that, we're sticking with a USA made theme. All of our chocolates are made in America this month, and we are here to celebrate July 4th in America. So we'll be jumping right in to cover this month's tastings, and we have quite the selection for you. The first blend we're going to be covering this month is from a bean to bar chocolate maker out of Petoskey, Michigan. So you can see that right up in here. And the maker is Crow and Moss, and we'll be tasting their 67% dark chocolate bar with Earl Grey tea infusion. Crow Moss was created by a foodie baker, Mike Davies, and he was driving home one day kind of, pondering and reconsidering what he was actively doing as a profession, realizing it was not quite enough and wanted to have more of a direct impact on the industry he was working in. Thus, he kind of created a little side project of bean to bar chocolate making in his basement, and fast forward to today, and now he's creating some of the finest bean to bar chocolate blends, both single origin and flavor infusions that I myself have personally tasted. Mike from Crow and Moss is a one-man team accompanied by his wife, who is doing a fair amount to help him out in his chocolate making endeavor. She is primarily focusing on the lifestyle photos and visuals that the company is putting out, all of which are outstanding, so big shout out. The Earl Grey tea bar is fudgy and decadent, and it does have pretty strong notes of citrus and obviously the bergamot from the Earl Grey tea itself. This you do not see too many chocolate makers creating or crafting, but you'll come to find that a tea chocolate infusion will likely be one of the next big raves. We are seeing more and more tea infused chocolates, and still yet to try one that we have not enjoyed. So definitely a good trend that we're seeing, and also great for those who are avid tea drinkers, but also do enjoy chocolate from time to time. So the name Earl Grey tea kind of has an interesting background. Britain's prime minister from the year 1830 to 1834 had the name Charles Grey, and Charles was actually an earl in Britain, which is a rank of nobility. Who would have thunked it? Not me. That is how we have come to the name of Earl Grey tea. The Earl Grey tea blend is a mixed origin blend of the Zorzal, Dominican Republic, and Camino Verde, Ecuador cacao, and those two cacao flavor profiles are really harmonious together, especially when you add in the Earl Grey tea components. Really comes together to be one of the finest tea-infused chocolates that I've tasted. Alrighty, so we have covered Crow and Moss chocolate out of Petoskey, Michigan, one of our new bean to bar chocolate makers. But that's not our only new bean to bar chocolate maker, so we will be traveling to visit the next. So we'll be departing Michigan, probably leave out of Detroit, and we'll be flying down to Tucson, Arizona, and we'll be tasting Monsoon Chocolate out of the American Southwest. The Monsoon Chocolate blend that we'll be tasting is the 45% white chocolate bar with Mesquite powder mixed in. This is actually our highest cocoa content of any white chocolate that we've had, and it works out to be about the same amount of sugar content as a 70% dark chocolate, so staying healthy for the most part. The Mesquite 45% white chocolate bar is using a single origin cocoa butter from the Camino Verde region in Ecuador, so we'll be able to see Ecuador around here. When you see white chocolate, more often than not, it is not going to be a single origin, but if you do come across them, they typically are some of the finer, if not the finest options out there. Monsoon Chocolate has won numerous international chocolate awards as well as good food awards, and it doesn't seem like they're going to be slowing down anytime soon. Monsoon Chocolate processes the cacao as minimally as possible to maintain those inherent flavor profiles in the beans, and this bar is no exception. Monsoon is taking this Camino Verde cocoa butter and mixing it with organic milk powder, organic sugar, and ground mesquite pod powder from the San Xavier Cooperative Farm. The legumes have actually been a staple for the indigenous people in this region for thousands of years. Mesquite pods on their own are pretty packed with sugar, and when they're toasted, they yield almost like nutty caramely notes that are a little, they create the bar to have a darker tone than what you would typically expect a white chocolate to be, but an absolutely exceptional flavor combination. The San Xavier Cooperative Farm is actually using old stone mills to grind the pods on, and that ground powder is what Monsoon Chocolate is using to incorporate into this blend. This is the highest cocoa content of any white chocolate I have personally tasted, and one of the highest I have ever seen. You'll pick up notes of caramel, toasted nuts, and sweetgrass, and will certainly be coming back for more once you have your first bite. But with that being said, we've just about covered Monsoon, so we'll be moving on. Okay, so now that we have covered Monsoon, our second of the two new chocolate makers, we'll be leaving Arizona and heading to Burlingame, California, and we'll be tasting two types of coveted favorites: Guittard's chocolate Nonpareils. We have for you a semi-sweet chocolate with white Nonpareils and a milk chocolate blend with rainbow colored Nonpareils. Both blends are pretty smooth and they have that crunchy candy topping on them, so it's kind of a nice mouthfeel, harmonious in that you have that smooth melting factor with a nice little crunch in addition to it. These are amazing for favors, gifts, just, if you're having a cookout, make sure it's not too hot so they don't melt, but you could put them out in a bowl as just kind of grab and go. If you do that, I will say they will not last long. I actually had my mom bring a 1-pound bag of this into her work and put it out in a bowl in their break room. It was gone within the hour. So that's just speaking to their addictive and amazing quality. The name Nonpareil has a bit of an interesting history as well, so I'm going to try to explain it the best I can, but it is a little bit chaotic in the description, so bear with me. So the two words themselves, non would mean no or not, and the pareil will be either equal or similar in its direct translation. But then if you look at the literal meaning, it would be without peer or peerless, because you don't have a peer to kind of equate yourself to. But as we all know, with everything, time changes. So Nonpareil today in France translates to loosely a small North American sparrow. Now in English, Nonpareil means have no equal. That is as an adjective, and as a noun, it's someone or something better than any other. But despite all of these changes, we are still coming to love Nonpareils as a small flat disc of chocolate covered with sugar pellets. That is the definition we will be sticking with, hopefully until the end of our time, and you will love these Nonpareils. Let us know which you prefer in the comments, whether it's semi or milk. Both are out of this world and are tough to stop snacking on once you dive into it. These options from Guittard are probably the best out there. Guittard has been around since 1868 and is the largest privately owned chocolate manufacturer in the United States today. What better time to introduce our Flight Club members to Guittard than with this USA-themed Flight Club package super thrilled that we can start getting these packages incorporated in these, and there will be plenty to follow. I've also put together a pretty detailed timeline of Guittard's brand history on the website. If you're interested in that, I will also link that in the description below. Guittard has a super rich history going back to the mid-late 1800s, and we're quite thrilled that we can yet again have another staple pantry product included in our Flight Club package. So now that we have tasted Guittard's chocolate nonpareils, we will be departing Burlingame, California, and heading to Burlington, Vermont, to taste Lake Champlain chocolates. So you can see Burlington right up and around where what should be a large lake in Vermont is right here, Lake Champlain obviously, and we'll be focusing on our in-flight treats this month by the chocolatier Lake Champlain chocolates. So we have a good mixed variety for you this month. One of the in-flight treats will be one of Lake Champlain's 5-star bars. Lake Champlain has 7 different 5-star bar flavors, although you will be receiving one of their 7 options in this month's package. Vogue magazine actually touts this family of chocolates as the ultimate chocolate bar. So there are actually 7 bars in the family, and they include flavors of hazelnut, almond, peanut, chocolate, a chocolate caramel, a granola, and a fruit and nut option. So you'll be receiving one of those 7 just listed, and you'll see it comes kind of like in a little rectangular prism. Once you bite into it, you will be having a 5-star day. And we're not done tasting Lake Champlain yet. We also included a 4-piece assorted pack of Lake Champlain's chocolate squares. These are perfect for just about anything. The only issue is that they're so small and convenient. Once you open one up and taste it, you'll be like, oh my god, and you'll just have to keep going because they're that good. Here's to America, Team America, go USA. I'm going to have to go home and just do up some reading on the Constitution and Declaration of Independence as I try to read those every July just to show my patriotism. But that just about covers our American-themed Flight Club package. Once again, I hope you have enjoyed it as much as I have. So thrilled we can include the Nonpareils, and we'll have a lot more kind of similarly packed products that you can't buy in a normal retail pack as you do bars in our futures months packages. So a ton will be coming your way in future months, and thank you again for subscribing and staying tuned to our Flight Club vlogs. But until next month, stay sweet, eat, sleep, breathe chocolate. Cheers.